Good morning. I'm working on my tile table, and some of these tiles are for their second coat. This one's getting its second coat. This one's getting its second coat. And a lot of these, most of these are still in their first coat. Some are in just drawn, and I'm starting to add a little color. And some have been trailed, and sometimes I can, if I have a spray bottle, I can show you. You can start to see the color when I spray it. There you go. This one has been fired like that one. This one hasn't been worked on at all. Whoop. Trying to get it. So here, this one hasn't been worked on at all. Am I in there? Yeah. This one hasn't been worked on at all. This one came out of the same fire, but I've already put another layer of glaze on it. Let me see if I can show you what's happening. That's the texture that I put on. Looks like this going in. It looks pretty much the same coming out. This is the same texture, and this one hasn't been fired at all. So this one has been fired, needs more work, fired, and is in the process of getting. Over here we have, can we get the, yeah. Begin to see these have work started on them, a combination of underglazes, low fire glazes, and some of my own glazes. I usually make my own glazes for the faces. And so then down here, let's see, are we good? Yeah. So this one is, it is been trailed, and I usually let the trail line dry in the sun, but the sun is not out today because we're having monsoon weather, which is a good thing in Arizona. We want our rain, so we never complain about rain. Unless we're planning on having a spaghetti dinner on the back porch, and then we probably will complain about it. I used to do a lot of spaghetti dinners during workshops, but it became too much work because I really had my husband's help with that. So it looks like it's not, this layer is not attaching to that layer as well, but that doesn't really bother me because I really like movement, and that will just create movement. I can go back and trail a darker line along there. So this is just going to be the outside, the window behind her. And I'm putting on, what am I putting on? Okay, can you see it? It's an opalescent glaze, and I've dropped some crystals in it. It comes with crystals, but I've added more. So I have to make sure I get down. If I want the crystals, right now I'm just working off the top. If I want the crystals, I have to get down there and make sure I get them out of the bottom. And you say, well, why didn't you mix your glaze beforehand? I never do. It's not, I don't find it necessary. I want the crystals, I just go deep with the brush. And I'd rather be doing other things. But then I'm not making pots, okay? So all my rules apply to fine art, basically, or art. Because, you know, I came out of art schools. So they were a bit snobby about any kind of craft. So it took me a few years to get over it. I'm over it. I really enjoy what I'm doing. I'm a recovered snob. They teach you to be snobby in art school, I must say. You know. So, and I think the best way to put it is they ask you to climb into an ivory tower and make everybody climb up there with you. And that's a poor form of communication when you think about it, don't you think? I wonder if I've even got the sound turned on for this. We'll find out. So that is, I think there might be just a dot showing there. There's some down here in the Tucson. So, but if worse comes to worse, and I don't see that many, so I keep my, this is an Amico, let me see what it is, moss green. So while that's wet, I can just go like this, and I'll blow the others away, but the ones that are into the wet glaze will stay. I can move them around if I think they're too packed. I could pick them up later too. So if I think I'm not getting enough, and look at it fell over there, but that's sort of nice. I might as well, while I'm here, I might as well. Now this tile hat is glazed, has a white glaze on it, and I didn't clean it, so you see the glaze is not attaching. Plus you could add some gum when you're working over a fired on glaze. You could add some gum to it. I'm not worried because what? I like movement, so those little gaps. And this is a glaze. If I were going over with underglaze, it would probably attach a lot better. And I might go back and forth with underglaze. I think there's a little bit of blue showing there, right? Under here. This is just doing the negative space gets me to understand my trail line. My trail line is a mixture of colors. It's a purpley brown, this particular one. I hardly ever use black. I keep a black just for irises, for the little irises. Did I go off? Yeah. So, and while I'm here, I'll just layer another blue right in here. Anywhere I have eyes, I layer it several times, so I'll have different blues in there. And so when I get to this stage, it's fun. I really sold out of this size tile last year. I just didn't have anything left by the end of my season, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining, mind you. So, and if I lose the black, it's not a big deal because I'll just come with my trail line. And so here, how are we? Over here? Where's my hand? Okay, yeah, you can see. Trying not to get my face in the picture. Oh, I don't think I've even combed my hair yet today. Okay. I just wanted to get an early start. Because lately I've been so tired. So I'm just putting in that glaze, right? And if I want some, now, I think instead of moss green for there, I think I'll, because it's going to be sky back there, so I'm going to put some white crystals into that, and I'm going to put them fairly close together, so they're almost cloud-like. And then once again, I can blow off or pick off, or even move around whatever I have. See, I can move this around, get it in between here. And then once again, if you're having trouble attaching your glaze, just add some gum. Amico sells a liquid gum with their in underglaze size jars. So sometimes I use that, and you can also buy a dry gum and add it, and that'll thicken what you've got. So if you don't want it thick, and I try not to start out too thick because I'm here. I might as well get. Oh, okay. And over here I have some. Can you see them? Yeah, terracotta tiles. So I haven't trailed them yet. I just added some color because they're on the table. So I do a lot of redheads. But I do brunettes now and then, and blondes, but I do a lot of redheads. And oh, can you see over here? There's somebody said do some donkeys. So I've been drawing a bunch. I've got more, I don't know where they are. But they're probably in the bedroom because lately I'm drawing it at night when I can't sleep. So this is a raw tile. Yeah, it's a mid fire, but I'll only at this fire it to it's already been bisqued. And I'm just gonna, and this bird, can you see it okay? Yeah, I'll put my hand in and see if I can see it. There we go. So this is what do you call it? A stellar jay. I've been doing blue jays a lot lately. And you know, all my birds represent things, and sometimes I write about that. I haven't quite figured out the blue jay yet, but something about aggressive thoughts, aggressive, loud, raucous thoughts that get in the way of your peace. So, but they have a sort of a brown or black head, so I'm gonna go ahead and layer this in there first, and then I can come back over it. But they're pretty much a blue body, blue brown body, blue black body, depending. With so that's going to be a stellar jay. While I'm here, there's a blue ring around the toucan. I've done a few toucans. So once I found that, if it's a new bird and I haven't done it before, I just draw a bunch of tiles, and first I draw from anatomy photos, and then I put away once I think I've got it sort of in my brain how they're built, then I put it away, because to get animation, to get feel, personality in a bird, you really can't be copying a photograph, because the personality is going to come from the muse flowing through your hand, so not through some photograph. The photograph is to learn the anatomy and then get it in your brain, and then you sort of know what the beak is formed like, what the top knot is like, what the basic shape of the body is. And then you can go to town and start. Do I have an example? Well, him, let's see, over there, that cardinal. And the same with that cardinal, because I've been doing a lot of cardinals. Blue jays are new. This one was done from a photograph. It was less animated. See if I can find one. Okay, so here, this one, can you see it? I'm gonna put it somewhere you can see it. Okay, here we go. Can you see it? Yeah. So that one has a blue jay in it, and I'm gonna spray it so you can, I just trailed it this morning. That's got a sort of satiny white glaze on it. Once again, I did not wash it, so I should have washed it down with alcohol. Hence the beading, but sometimes the beading is a pretty nice effect. You know, you can get some nice effects by that beading. Let's see if I can show you. So I'm just gonna try not to get it on everything when I show you. Okay, I'm gonna put this where? Down here. Put this one down here. Put this one over here. Over here. Okay. So I can show you. Okay. You can take advantage of that beading. This is electric blue V386 watered down in a spritzer, and I have if I'm not going to use them for a long time, I detach the spritzer. So this one I apparently used recently. I haven't detached it. So, and I'm just spraying into to get it going into a trash can. So I'm just going to spray above it. I should have sprayed more. I get less blotching, but that's okay. You can fix that real easy. So what I like is the fine mist. So where it's not fine, I'm just going to take a brush and soften it. I got a little on there. So I got a little on her, and I don't want too much of it. So, and electric blue is pretty strong. Not that strong at 06, but at 6, or you say if you're firing, doing a once fire or something. So while I'm in here, I'm just gonna move that around on that one. And here, I like the, I'm gonna get rid of it here, or I don't like it. I'll just move it around a bit. And it's very watered down, so when I go to glaze over it. And I sort of like, I'm just gonna move it around a bit. But I'm gonna leave the fine stuff, because I sort of like that. And I even don't mind these big blobs. But I can soften them, but I'm staying away from the really fine, because it's a very nice effect when you fire. Add a little GB. This one doesn't have any GB in it. Usually I write on the thing if it has GB in it. And Gersley borate, that'll help it attach to better. You can add a little gum too. But I'm not too worried about this because I'm going to layer it. So I'm just softening some of the big blobs, but not all of them, because I like the effect. We don't want her to look diseased, but I'm going to leave it in the shadow places. And let's see if we can't get it right. So that spritzing creates a nice kind of shadow. So there would be shadow across the eye here, so I'm just going to rub around where the shadow wouldn't be. And you should be able to see the difference. Yeah. And I'm doing this, I have to be careful with my trail line. All right. And you could grab a, if you want to get into finer areas, you could grab an ear swab. I have a bunch, but do I know where? Where are my ear swabs? I do have some someplace, but where I put them? The studio's a bit of a wreck. Ear swabs, where are you? I have a bunch of you. There we go. Okay. So this wouldn't work over a bisque tile. This tile is glazed white, right? So that's nice. I like that. Maybe I'll just pull out some highlights in a couple places and leave the rest. While I'm at it, I might, and there's other things you can use to move it around. What's that? A silicone tipped. So you could say, I want to whiten up, go back to the white here, but leave it in these shadows. Maybe put a highlight on the nose. And if it's too strong, I'll soften it. That's better. And then, in the bird, I believe this is a white in a blue jay. I'm still learning. And there's a place here that's white. Yeah. And there's a place over the eye that's white. So, and there's some white places on the, and even though I've just smushed my trail line, it's not a big deal. I'll just go back and retrail it there. I'm going to leave the dots though, because I sort of like that effect. Right? Maybe put a highlight in his eye. Same with her. Maybe just come a little bit here, take some of it out there. There we go. There, so we got shadows already, and then I'll let that dry. Or if I'm really in a hurry, I'll hit it with a heat gun. So. So there's a technique. I teach these techniques and all the how to use them in my, while I'm at it, I'm going to come and spritz this one a little bit. See if I can't get it. Yeah, a little smoother spritz. I usually do this in a spray booth because you know, hey, there's cobalt in that, not good to breathe. Don't do it. All right. So this one has a glaze on it, so I can wipe it back. Don't try this on a bisque tile unless you won't be able to wipe it back on a bisque tile. So I lost my trail line there, but it's not a big deal. This one's never been fired other than the white glaze. All right, so I can, that's a white rose, so I'm just going to pull out some highlights on the rose. Are we there? There we go. Some highlights on the ear. A little bit on the nose. Maybe a little bit around the lip. And there's other things you could do. For example, you could mask it and do it. So let me see. I'll just show you. Stay with me. All right. And so that I don't get any more here, I'm just going to go like that. And I'm just going to spray above it and let it fall down through the... All right. There you go. Well, you get an idea from how it's set on my table. You can see it easier on the table because I have other things on there. But then I like layers. I like layers and layers of stuff happening. And so I can just soften those so they're not so obvious, but it's still there. And so let's see what we got. Let's see if we can... Okay, I meant to spray water, and I just sprayed electric blue. Very watered down electric blue. Remember, this is a glazed tile, so I can rub it back pretty easily. Once this dries, I can go over it with my glazes. Now, try water this time. So that helps me to see what's happening in the bird. And I have a raised white. So, yeah. So while I'm in here, I can see the bird because he'll chalk out and then I won't see him very well. I just bring out find some stuff on him, some white line. This is a raised white that I make. And you can buy a raised white. I believe Mako makes it. But then you have to thin it down because it's really impasto. All right, and I might as well whiten up her earring that's there. While I'm here, I could whiten up again her eyes. I gotta make it, I'm out of black, except in my, so, yeah, that's a good start. I think I'll just take some of the shadow off of here, her skin, because I'm gonna lay in some of my glazes for her skin. I like the blue shadow above the eye. I think it gives her a nice kind of... Just add a a little white here. Yeah. And while I'm here, might as well add. I already have some raised white in this rose. Just on the edges, lighten them up again. And the nice thing is, I can put a glaze under that, and some of that will, and you'll notice I have decals here too, and I don't care, I just go right over them. The last thing I want is the exact decal to show. That would be, I don't want somebody else's art and my work. I just want to use it to create some depth of field. I believe the tail on, see, there's the glaze right there, and I just lifted it up. I'm not worried though. Yeah, he has a big fluffy tail like those fancy doves. Okay, so, and while he's here, I'm losing his, I did it in green. It looks like I'm losing it, and I also trailed it. So I'm just going to find it again with the white, and then when that dries, I can touch it with a little bit of green. I can go around it again, but at least I can find it there. All right. While I'm here, might as well come on down here, add some white. While I have something in my hand, that now here, I got some electric blue where I didn't especially want it. I don't mind this, but I don't want it in her face because I've already laid in some of it. So I'm just gonna, and I'll go back and keep touching up the white. Looks like she's got some flowers up there I can touch up. So this is a raised white, so. And then I'll go back over it. Get the ends of the petals and some of the leaves. Here's her. I'll go over her lace a little bit with some raised white. But remember, I forget to talk loud. Remember that I am going to fire these lots of times. Secret. Just keep firing until they cry, uncle, or you break them. When you break one, you have a little cry, not a big deal. Okay, I'm going up here. See that one? I'm gonna bring it down so you can see it. Yeah. Remember, this is the one I sprayed. It's getting dry, so I've got the white in my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and add some. I believe that the tips of the feathers right here have a white on them. I have to go check it. I'm still learning what a blue jay's like. Alrighty, and I'm just adding a little bit of maybe dip to the nose, highlight on the highlight here. There we go. So what can I do there while I've got it out? Well, I certainly could come here with that, couldn't I? Across there. So I would probably wait for that to dry, though. Probably should have waited for that to dry. So what could I do there? There's several things I can do. What do I want? Usually, I think I will lay in a color first and then go over that. But you see that I can, this has got, that I can layer things. I think while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't find my brush. Okay. So while this one's drying, I might as well lay in. I'm gonna do this one again, the CTO, and I'm not worrying about the. And I had this thing drawn there, but I thought better of it. So Now, I'm just gonna, and you can see, didn't clean it. Not a big deal. Sometimes you rub it and it'll take. Trying to get some of the crystals from the bottom. There they are. I like the fine ones too. Right. What happened to that moss green I had? Yeah, a little moss green. And I put this in a little bit of pepper so the very big ones won't come out. And then once it's in there, I'm just going to move it around with move it around a bit so it's not with the glaze. This is really watered down, this glaze, because I am firing several times in several layers. I like to water them down because then I don't get too, if it gets too thick, it gets sort of klutzy looking. Save the final thickness to the end. There I guess she's got an eye back there. Back in there somewhere. And while I'm here, because this is blue, I might as well do his top knot in here. Just start to get it. This is all blue in here. Yep. I'm trying to stay away from my trail line. You say, well, why don't you trail later? Well, if I do this, I'll lose my reference photo. My reference drawing, right? Because here I start with the drawing. This is on a glazed tile. Okay. Porcelain. On my terracotta, I use a lot of, ooh, I got that there, I like it. I even like the splat that came out there. Okay. Her hair is going to be very dark blue with crystals in it. You can't see it, but that's what that will do. So she still needs some flesh tones. That one. So over here, we're good. And there's the terracottas over there. That's my palette. So I try to keep everything off my palette. You get a big table, and what happens? It's not big enough. It's the story of my life. That's all the problems I have in the world, that would be wonderful. Okay. Where are we? Well, while I've got some of this here, I'm going to lay some of that into, layer some of it into my, what do I do with the glaze on here? So where are we? Can you see it? All right. Here's my hand. Yep. So I'm going to layer some of this into the bird. So I do a lot of layering, coloring. No, don't do a raven and then get out your black underglaze and fill it in. Don't do that. Don't do it. Come and take a workshop with me and I'll show you a better way. So I lost my line right there, so I'm going to find that trail line because it's good. So this is just the first layer on him. So, and you notice I'm not filling it in totally because I'm going to have another layer over it. And I don't want to fill in the, it's not coloring book. It's not coloring book. Don't do it. So here, I'm like, whoa. Maybe I can move some of those over there. This looks like it has too many. You can scrape them off too. Depending on how much gum you have in your thing is how well they attach. And they spread, so this is way too many right there, because they will spread. So, and because that's moss green, it'll probably end up looking like, I hope, like trees against the sky, right? This is a very pale blue, right? Even though it looks dark going on because I've done something to it. Come and take a workshop. So, if you're new to my Facebook page, I have started a YouTube channel. It's just fledgling, you know, but it helps if you, and I usually post the longer versions of the video. I'll take a snippet of this one and put it on Facebook. Then I am also going to be on Patreon. So if you want to keep on seeing lots more videos, I need to find somebody to teach me to use my camera, and you can support me on Patreon, and then on down the road you'll even be able to, but first I have to learn to do a better job on videos and editing them, I think. Some people say no, keep it amateur, but I always want to do better than I do now. So that is, so I'm going to take something else. This is, not that. All right, I'm out of that. That will work. See if I can find something. And so this is a dark blue glaze. I'm going to use it for the shadows. It also has some crystals in it. So I'm just going to use that. And this will be shiny, these glazes. If I want to dull it down, I can come back in with underglaze right on top of it, preferably when it's wet. And that'll dull it down a little bit. I like so this is darker blue, even though it looks gray. It's very deep blue. And so I'm just going to use that to create some more shadows in the coloring. Go right in, and I don't even, it's better if I don't wait till it's dry, because you get more movement in between the glazes. And I have not in any way, shape, or form mixed this jar, so I do shake it though. I keep glass balls in the jars, and so they shake up well. So maybe that makes up for something. I just don't want to waste time stirring, and I don't want it even anyway. So here we've got those white crystals. So I'm just pushing a little out of the way because they will spread. Right. I think I'll just add a little bit of this color to his beak. Right. So that's a good start. I will come back and eventually put some purple in there, I think, next. Uh-oh, don't do that. So, what else? This is 012. 012, one of my favorite glazes that Amico makes. It's very transparent. I use it for layering. So I layer hair with it. So anywhere I have hair, I'll usually put a layer of it, because it layers really well with, you can put it over or under. So I'm going to go right now, there, can you see? I'm going to go right in here and just start. It comes out a real bright color, but of the jar, but it's like that. And it makes any glaze that goes over or under move. Now this is a raw tile, so a raw tile will really soak up your glaze. and it will tend to come matte, right, and move less because the tile itself is just going to soak up stuff. But that's nice. So here I've got, looks like I've got a three-dimensional glaze on here, and I've got different oranges, and this one dried and it's moving around, but it doesn't bother me. There we go. I keep on forgetting to move. See what I mean? So sometimes I can't take them out in a strong wind. So this, it also helps because I've got several colors in it. Putting a coat of this over sort of helps join it all. So it's more like one shape. Right, and here's the cat down here. I bet you didn't even notice the cat, did you? Because he's so busy. This will pull everything together. And this is really, needs to be straight. This one actually needs to be straight. So this will be very light color because I haven't stirred it, which is good for a first coat. I can, remember, I don't worry too much, especially the first fire. I get as much information, but I think only once or twice in my tile making life did I ever get something in the first fire, and that's because Julie Nunez, Castleberry Nunez, in California, bought the darn thing right after I did it, right after it came. She was gonna like protect it from me. Came out of the first fire. I said, nope, nope, no more. Send it to me. All right, so I'm moving over here. While I've got 012 in, I'll usually layer most everything. This is a really nice Amico glaze called, I believe it's A22, one of their old alligator glazes. I don't know if they still make them. But it's a deep orange, and it models, it moves around a bit. So then this, going over that, and I'm going to, this time, sort of stay away from the orange lines. I'll leave that brightness. And then just model some of it. So I have really bright orange, and this is a crunchy glaze, so the orange should be somewhat three-dimensional. And it'll make the color in the eyes move too, so I'm going to put a little in there while I'm here. And this head is going to be brown, so I'll go ahead and layer some over his head, because this is a Stellar J. So, anything else? I think I'll do it here too, and I'll do it right into what I've got. And that will come out sort of green, it'll green up the blue a bit. It's a pretty nice effect. Somewhere I have a test towel for it. Test towels, I have a lot of them. I always try to stick test towels in with, I'm always trying to find a new, better combo of things. And she's got some hair here, so I'm just going to just lay in some right over the, remember this is really pale, right? So he's going to need some more color too. And what does it do? It makes the other glaze move. So I use it almost always with layering, and I use it a lot. I go through it. I encourage my students to use it. All right, so where are we? I'm going to put some for the The raven's eyes are going to be yellow, and I'll probably trail them in after the fact, but for now, I'll just do that. All right. Anything else I need? Huh? Well, while I'm here, remember this one just came out of the kiln? So I'm going to go ahead and lay this over her hair. Looks like I had a decal there. Most of it burned away. So that's when I come back with some more reds and whatnot. And I'll probably come back with some of my color over the top of this. Some of my chunkies. This is a lot of chunkies mostly. Already, you can see I've got a little too chunky right there. I'll soften that down. Or I'll make it even chunkier. Look at that. So, yeah. For the shadows in the red here, this is a CTL glaze. You can't always get these wonderful things. It's a hit or miss to get these. I don't know if you can see them, these sparkles. But it does have orange crystals in it too, and I usually add more. So here I'm going to make sure I get all the way to the bottom of the jar. And I'm just going to use it in the shadows of her hair. Just the shadows that would be back behind her. And you don't want to lay it on too thick because you don't want it to run or spread too much and lose your definition of your objects. And maybe just a little coming in here. And that'll come very dark brown usually. I used it in that other big tile. So didn't use much, did I? So lasts a long time. Because that's the way I use it. Just I need a maul stick. Do you guys know what a maul stick is? It's a painter's tool. But hey, I'm painting, aren't I? I was a painter for many a year. Most of my career. Right. Now, I think I got some on the ear, so I'm going to go back when it's dry and scrape it off. This already has one fire. It's nice and hard. It'll scrape really well. There we go. No big deal. I'm getting there with that one. And I might put some white highlights in him. This is a raised line I'm doing, once again. And I'll come in. I use this a lot in my lace, my raised line. Highlighter in her eye there, and I'll do the whites again. I redo the whites practically with every flare. Yeah. And it looks like I lost the flowers, so I'll find them again. Okay, that's it. Anything else? Let me put some three-dimensionality to the edge of that glaze. I thought this was a wing, and now I see it's the lace. So I'm going to come back with some of my three-dimensional and deepen that shadow when I get a chance. So that's pretty good. Good place to stop for, go see what hubby's doing. Go check on him. Oh, no, I can go over here, right? So there, what? I can add the whites of the eyes here. I haven't trailed this at all. I don't know if I will trail it to begin with. This is a raw tile, and I might just go ahead and work underglazes on it and get a different kind of sort of watercolory painterly effect. So I can come around and find the whites of eyes. I always give birds whites of the eyes. It sort of anthropomorphizes them. All right, how's that? Getting close. Over here. Looks like I missed an eye, huh? And I could do it here. And I'll put a raised white line because here, and then when it dries, I can work color over it, and it'll. Same with his legs. I like the way he breaks all those design rules they teach you in art school of don't let half of a face go off the page and all those. Back in my day, those were all taught to you, and they're good things to learn. And you break them. You can break them with a purpose. But if you don't know the rules, how can you break them well? And you decide when it's appropriate. Because sometimes it is appropriate. And sometimes not. All right. Well, while I'm here, this is a dove, so I'll just add some of this raised white here. It'll cover my pencil line. So. And I think, as I remember, the Tucson has a white outline to his, right? And while I'm there, I'll just go ahead and add some raised to his claws and whatnot. I can do that to the cat too. I can raise his eyes to make them stand out. I think he's going to be a striped cat, so I can use this to make some stripes. Make some stripes here. I'm going to just use this for texture. I got too many of these in there. Just pull them out. Okay. I have to go look at my Tucson pictures. I forget. I've only done a few Tucsons. Sit in my brain. Going up there. Now maybe I'll just do a little identification of the edge with the white, the edge of her shirt. While I'm at it, should I or shouldn't I? I don't know. Thinking about that. Where is that dark color? I'm going to come and I'm going to take the spots I didn't like, and I'm actually going to call attention to them. And where do I get these ideas? It's the Muse. The Muse is always talking to me, going, what if, Mary, you did this? What if? I think I have a tile. It just came out of the kiln. Called What If? Yeah, I do. So, yeah, I like that. Maybe down in here too. Yeah. So, if you leave these in the bottle, they dry up and they're not cheap. So depending on the size, I have different size needles. I'll go ahead and put that in there and drop them in water. And then for this, so it doesn't dry out, I put a cover on. They make little covers, and you know, when you come for a tile workshop, I usually make kits that you can buy to take home with you so that you don't have to find all this stuff. Last season I sold out, so I had no kits, but this season I'm going to make sure I make more kits and have them in time for the tile. I got enough time. Last year was a crazy year. So where are we? Okay, see? Oh my gosh, we got some progress, right? Remember to put my covers back on. How about that? All right, this has gone long. I'll put a clip, just a clip, on Facebook because it would take too long to load. And then I will put the long thing on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, I'm under Mary Art Tunes, you know, the same as my website, maryarttunes.com. So Mary Art Tunes. So, but you could probably find me if you Google Mary Susan Cate. Those of you who know me, it's a long story, by that name, which Facebook makes me use. They wouldn't let me have my Mary Art Tunes name because she said it wasn't real. It was real to me. But anyway, so you can Google it and you can find my YouTube channel that way. Think about it. Subscribe. That helps me to want to do more, you know, because I've got like 380 followers and I need 4,000 before I can even monetize it. So do I want to monetize it? Yes, of course I do. What artist doesn't want to make a living at what they do? Okay, so consider going to the YouTube channel, not through the link, but you have to go directly to, and while you're there, like it, that helps too. If you like the video, or you subscribe, or you hit the announcement bell, all those things help to get me to make more videos for you. I hope you enjoyed this. Right now I'm really liking that one, and that's just those dots. Isn't that a neat effect? That idea came out of my etching history. I used to do a lot of etchings, so it's similar to a technique used in etching to resist stuff. All right, bye-bye. Oh, we do.